Coming up on Global Business, confidence boost. Chinese stocks rebounded on Tuesday as China's securities regulator vowed to make all efforts to maintain stable market operations. So pursuit. One-person companies are mushrooming across China. We get behind the trend to examine if it could evolve into a long-term business model. Tech takeover. AI, drones, and autonomous warfare systems are taking center stage at Farnborough International Air Show in England, stealing the thunder from order numbers. Good evening from Beijing and welcome to this edition of Global Business on CGTN. I'm Lily Lu. A wave of state-owned enterprises, listed companies and major insurers have announced share buybacks, stake increases and dividend payouts over the past 2 days, signaling strong confidence in China's capital markets. On Monday, 4 of the country's largest insurers, China Pacific Insurance, Ping An, PICC and NIC, issued rare coordinated statements voicing firm support for the capital market. The statements came alongside a fresh round of buyback and stake increase initiatives from major central SOEs. China Aluminum led the way with a share purchase plan valued up to 2 billion yuan, or around $295 million. In the meantime, Nari Technology announced a repurchase program ranging from 500 million to 1 billion yuan. Now, these moves followed Sunday's announcements from state-owned investor firms China Reform Holdings and China Chengtong, which disclosed cumulative purchases of 50 billion yuan and nearly 10 billion yuan in central SOE stocks. China's largest insurance companies say that they are ready to invest more money in technology and new businesses. They plan to buy more company shares and back projects that bring fresh ideas and better ways of doing things.
China's economy is resilient and robust. New growth drivers represented by high-end manufacturing and the digital economy are accelerating. The dividends of industrial upgrading and technological innovation are being realized at the listed company level, providing solid fundamental support for the steady and healthy development of the capital market. In recent years, we have steadily increased equity allocations, actively participated in the long-term stock investment pilot, and established a 10 billion yuan private securities investment fund. We have also stepped up investment research in technological innovation, green and low-carbon development, healthcare, and other areas, and are committed to building a long-term, stable, and balanced equity investment portfolio.
We play our role as long-term, patient investors. While investing in value stocks, we are also actively keeping an eye on new industries, new quality productive forces, new technology, new energy, and new infrastructure. We believe these are very important forces that China can rely on to compete globally in the future.
Citigroup has raised its rating on Chinese stocks to overweight from neutral, signaling greater confidence in Chinese assets for the second half of 2026. In a research note released on Monday, Citi analysts said that China's equity market is well positioned to gain from a favorable global backdrop and a recovery in corporate profits. The report noted that investment opportunities in emerging markets are undergoing structural changes. Citi sees more room for upside if geopolitical risks subside, global liquidity improves, and macroeconomic conditions stay supportive. The bank also forecasts strong earnings growth for MSCI Emerging Markets Index companies this year, with China and Republic of Korea expected to be among the best performers. Chinese mainland stocks rebounded sharply on Wednesday after several days of volatility. The benchmark Shanghai Composite Index gained nearly 1.8%, climbing back above 3,800-point level. The Shenzhen Component Index surged 4.8%, while the Chinax Index, which tracks startup board stocks, jumped more than 7%. The tech-heavy Star 50 Index soared over 10% and marking its biggest single-day gain since mid-October 2024. On the sector front, semiconductor shares led the rally, with CSI 300 Semiconductor Sub-Index surging over 12%. Artificial intelligence is also reshaping China's labor market. The Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security recently unveiled 12 new occupations, several of which are directly tied to AI and emerging industries, including embodied intelligence robot technicians and sports data analysts. These additions build on more than 20 AI-related roles among the 72 new occupations introduced during the previous 5-year plan period, starting in 2021. Now, that means that more than a quarter of new jobs are now in AI. The ministry estimates that each new occupation could generate 300,000 to 500,000 jobs in its early stages. What if all you need to start a business was just a laptop and an idea? No office, no team, not even a business plan. Now, that's exactly what millions of people across China are trying right now. But they are not freelancers, and some of them are making serious money. Behind the hype, however, lies a harder truth. Most of them will not survive. Our reporter Zhang Shixuan looks into this new model to find out whether it is just another passing trend or, as some claim, the future of entrepreneurship.
Can you start your own business in Shanghai all by yourself? How far can one person go?
300,000 yuan a month, if it's stable at peak times. This year we are projecting 10 million yuan.
Since April, I've met with over 30 investment firms.
Modestly above like 500K for the end of the month.
They don't manage people. They manage algorithms. Each person here could represent a business empire.
I was born in 2004.
I was born in 1995.
People in their 20s or 30s, from home and from abroad.
I'm from Italy. I was born in 1995.
I'm from Zambia. I'm 32.
They focus on different areas with big dreams.
To build a label for Chinese AI creators.
To become one of the first AI-native drug design companies in China.
The arrival of AI has completely changed what it takes to start a new business. From video creation, e-commerce, trade, to even biomedicines, they're making it on their own.
Costs can come down as much 99% compared to large-scale productions.
I never imagined that 20,000 yuan could produce a drama.
The technology has upended many entry barriers to many industries.
Done traditionally, such a company needs several hundred people.
We're living through a once-in-a-generation shift, where a person can build a 6- or 7-figure business with nothing but an internet connection, a right AI tool, and more importantly, the right idea.
The biggest opportunity right now for artificial intelligence being used in most businesses is not to cut costs. It's not merely to make people more efficient. But the bigger goal is how you can take artificial intelligence and create new opportunities for your business. Opportunities that never existed before.
Half a year ago, almost no one here I talked to would have dreamed about running a solo business with this rapid expansion. Did you see this coming?
Honestly, no. Obviously, no. This is like, it feels like something that you have to have like a traditional MBA.
如果当时没有接触到 AI， 你会想要创业吗？
No, because AI changed my life's trajectory.
This is not entrepreneurship as we knew it. This is something else entirely.
My prediction is we're going to see a lot more OPC unicorns in the coming years. So in the coming decade, we will see this increase exponentially.
This is the smallest economic unit ever designed, and it may also just be the largest experiment in the history of business.
张诗璇, SMG International for CGTN Shanghai.
A vast land of 1.4 billion people. The world's second largest economy. Home to stories of the unexpected, the unimaginable, the breathtaking. Stories that touch the soul. Feel the speed, the passion. Enjoy spectacular natural and cultural landscapes. Feel the thrill of cutting-edge innovations. Discovering China. Global Biz. China Travel. We present to China never seen before. 24/7 at your fingertips.
Time now for a look at some other business headlines we're tracking at this hour. We start with trade talks. The U.S. and Mexico are set to begin a third round of trade talks aimed at revising the 6-year-old North American trade agreement, but this time without Canada. Those discussions follow the Trump administration's announcement of a 50% tariff on certain Canadian goods. In the meantime, the UK job market remains weak as Andy Burnham takes office as Britain's new Prime Minister. Official data shows that unemployment rate was 4.9% in the 3 months to May. Average wage growth rose by 3.4% in the same period. And in other news, Boeing forecasts that the global aviation services and support market will reach $4.9 trillion by year 2045. Now, the company also expects the industry to create more than 2.4 million new jobs globally over the next 2 decades. We stay with aviation news. The Farnborough International Air Show has long been one of the world's biggest stages for commercial aviation. But this year, aircraft orders are no longer the main attractions. As manufacturers grapple with supply chain constraints and governments invest heavily in defense, the spotlight has turned to artificial intelligence, drones, and autonomous warfare systems. China's presence in the event, in the meantime, is increasing as the country's role in global supply chains rises. CGTN's Li Jianhua has more from Farnborough, England.
Hello and welcome to Farnborough International Air Show. If you're a regular at the event, you know one thing straight away: bring your earplugs, because when the fighter jets are roaring overhead, they're unbelievably loud. That is the Airbus A350-1000, the latest iteration of long-haul flights capable of flying from the United Kingdom to Australia non-stop. This place used to be where Airbus and Boeing competed for multi-billion-dollar deals, but this year the spotlight is shifting. Well, this year is more about autonomous weapons, artificial intelligence and drone startups. It's not simply about who can build the best aircraft. It's more about who can build the fastest and smartest defense technologies. Around half of the show's record 1,600 exhibitors are defense-related, up from roughly 40% at previous editions. The challenge of the global aviation industry isn't demand, it is delivery. Supply chain disruptions, labor shortages and delayed engines have slowed down global production. And China has an increasing presence at the event. Chinese manufacturers play a key role in the global supply chain.
There's not a single country in the world that can make a commercial aircraft by itself. Airbus and Boeing are buying from China, are selling to China. It's the same story in China.
Our Chinese titanium sponge cannot go into our sites in the last 5 years. But after the Ukraine crisis, after that, so a lot of companies, especially for the aerospace markets, had approved some Chinese sponge to come in. So for the aerospace market, titanium is increasing, especially in these 3 or 5 years.
In terms of landing gear, we are contributing a very large share for the global supply chain. And for aerostructures, we are also a very important supplier to the supply chain. But we have some long way to go, maybe in terms of engines.
While fighter jets, passenger airplanes and choppers are still thundering overhead, the real battle is also happening on the ground in factories, supply chains and the race to develop the next generation of aerospace and defense technology. Li Jianhua, CGTN, Farnborough, England.
China's pharmaceutical industry has grown quickly from low-cost manufacturing to a hub of innovation. And now Chinese firms are looking overseas. Sanyo Bio is the latest to expand into the UK, setting up a new R&D center and seeking local partners. As our reporter Ken Brown reports, Northern Ireland offers unique advantages for Chinese pharmaceutical investment.
Sanyo Bio has gone from zero to multi-trillion in 10 years. At its brand new 10,000 square meter facility on the Huangpu River in Shanghai, it's become a global biopharmaceutical leader thanks to its AI-powered super trillion molecule library. That's a massive collection of molecular-level antibodies, nanobodies, peptides, and more. The stuff you need to trial new medicines and cell or gene therapies that could help cure rare diseases, tackle tumors, alleviate heart conditions, and even address anti-aging.
We are a high-tech biopharmaceutical company with a mission of making innovative biologic R&D easier for clients worldwide.
Only founded in 2015, it already works with over 2,000 pharmacy and biotech firms globally, making more than 1,200 drug research and development projects possible. Advances in tech are opening new possibilities and accelerating medical breakthroughs.
A good example is the case of baby KJ in the beginning of this year, which was the first baby to be treated with a CRISPR or genetic editing approach. This is a baby that otherwise would have had no chances of survival, and now, almost 1 year after the treatment, is still doing well. I frequently say that we are at the cusp, probably, of a revolution in the medical sector.
A revolution that has to be built on international cooperation and collaboration, Rinaldi says. And Sanyo Bio is expanding across Europe and America, looking at more partnerships and potentially a new R&D centre in the UK.
I think that Northern Ireland is very friendly, open market to the world. And also, after the Brexit, Northern Ireland has very special market position, so it can get access to both GB and EU market with tariff-free.
Belfast and Northern Ireland has a powerful industrial legacy. The Titanic was built right here on these docks. Now it's trying to attract Chinese investment for a new era. The world's second largest pharmaceutical market is responsible for around 30% of new drug development. And companies like Sanyo are at the forefront of a medical tech race to help save lives. Ken Brown, CGTN, Belfast.
You're watching Global Business on CGTN. Still to come on the program. Chill solutions. Cambodians are turning to Chinese brand air conditioners and other cooling gadgets to cope with scorching temperatures.
The world economy as we know it is about to change. Global business reports highlight emerging markets, developing countries, and dynamic sectors worldwide. We feature top analysts and newsmakers to provide perspectives on every facet of business. From an on-the-ground perspective, we provide you with balanced and objective assessments. Fast, sharp, and insightful. Global Business. Only on CGTN.
Welcome back. Summer in Cambodia brings searing heat for months, and recently Cambodian people have started to turn to Chinese brand air conditioners and other tech gadgets to stay cool.
At a Chinese brand air conditioner store in Phnom Penh, a salesperson told CGTN that sales have steadily increased over the past few years. As more consumers experience the products firsthand, the brand has earned growing recognition in Cambodia for its quality, performance, and reliability.
Our products consume less energy and can cool the room down in a very short time after they are turned on.
For many Cambodian households, electricity remains a significant monthly expense. That makes energy efficiency a key consideration, as lower power consumption can translate into meaningful long-term savings. After-sales service is another major concern for consumers. To address that, the Chinese brand has established a rapid response maintenance and repair network, helping build customer confidence and contributing to its growing popularity in the Cambodian market.
When customers require on-site repair service, our team will arrive within 15 minutes to examine the issue and then schedule a repair appointment with them.
While this brand meets family demands, other Chinese brands focus on individuals to provide more subtle help.
It's pretty hot lately in Cambodia, so I came here to buy a portable fan and wet wipes to cool my face and neck. I think Chinese products are pretty good, and the prices are not high.
Portable handheld fans, fans that can be hung around the neck, cooling spray and icy neckbands. If you walk down the streets in Phnom Penh, you can see a lot of people using at least one of these to keep cool. These gadgets are in high demand these days.
They sell so good that they are out of stock now. We are ordering more from China and trying to ship them to Cambodia quickly. The prices generally are around $10, so everyone can afford them.
Both brands see strong growth potential in Cambodia, driven by rising demand from industrial and commercial customers placing larger volume orders. To better serve the local market, they plan to introduce new customized models tailored to the needs of Cambodian customers and businesses.
Now shifting gears to Europe, Germany has long been one of Europe's least air-conditioned countries, with less than 1 in every 5 households owning an AC unit. After another summer of record-breaking heat, that trend is now changing. Natalie Carney reports from Munich.
It's been hot. Park benches and playgrounds sit empty as people escape the peak of the heat. Even wildlife is seeking out shade. While air conditioning is common in countries like the US, Australia, and Japan, only about 18% of German households have it. But as the climate warms, that trend is changing.
We don't have an air conditioner at home, but the last heat wave was really pushing the limits.
I don't have air conditioning at home. I only have it at the office, and I wouldn't want to give it up there.
No, I don't have air conditioning, but it's getting warmer, so now I'm thinking about buying one.
And so are many others. AC installer Die Klimameisterei has never been busier, receiving up to 80 calls a day from homeowners and big businesses.
We've seen a massive surge in demand. It's becoming hard to manage the volume of inquiries.
Maximilian says it can take weeks just to get an appointment.
While air conditioning is still considered a luxury item, the volume of inquiries shows that people are willing to invest in their comfort, something that wasn't really the case in the past.
For decades, short, mild summers, high electricity costs, and a culture for open windows meant that air conditioning was often unnecessary.
But as extreme heat becomes more common, retailers are saying air conditioners are flying off the shelves as they become the fastest growing technology Germans are using to keep cool.
That's led many to international retailers, helping to ease supply concerns, such as Alibaba, who told CGTN Germany is the only market surveyed where retailers increased wholesale orders for both portable fans and air conditioners year on year, and stands out as the strongest all-around growth market. Chinese cooling products are helping meet that demand, with exports of portable air conditioners from China to Western Europe up 70% in the first 5 months of 2026, even before this summer's heat waves. Many are now calling for wider use of air conditioning, particularly in schools and hospitals, after recent record-breaking heat forced some medical facilities to evacuate.
Air conditions are not only a matter of comfort, but also a health protection topic. We have to think about elderly communities, nursing homes, hospitals, and all communities that need caring from very hot conditions. But we have to face also the fact that increasing numbers of air conditions will also increase the energy demand.
As air conditioners become more energy efficient and increasingly powered by renewable electricity, companies like Die Klimameisterei expect demand to keep growing. Natalie Carney for CGTN in Munich.
And the City of London is also facing increasingly hot summers. Most homes lack air conditioning and only a small fraction of tube lines are cooled. The city's ancient underground tunnels trap heat, and despite decades of rising temperatures, no effective solution has been introduced. Li Jianhua reports from London.
When I moved to the UK from Beijing about 3 years ago, one thing immediately stood out for me: air conditioning. You don't get to see AC fans hanging on the outside of buildings at all. Where I come from, temperatures can sometimes go up to 40 degrees Celsius. So without AC, life can be pretty unbearable in hot summer days. And here, most homes don't have AC. And even in the 3 years I've lived here, I've noticed that Britain is becoming hotter and hotter. And the data backs that up. This Met Office analysis shows where weather stations recorded 30 degrees or higher in June, going back to the 1960s. 30-degree heat was once rare in Britain. Now it is becoming much more widespread. And 2025 was the UK's warmest year on record. Well, Britain wasn't built for this. Homes were designed to keep heat in, not out. Simply installing AC isn't always straightforward, especially in conservation areas, including my flat. I could simply buy a portable AC, but electricity is getting just more expensive, so buying an AC is only part of the cost. But the number of homes with AC did increase, doubling to about 4 million over the past 3 years. Still, only around 14% of UK homes have some form of air conditioning. And then you leave home. Welcome to the London Underground in summer. Only 4 of London's 11 underground lines have air-conditioned trains. During the June heatwave, temperatures on parts of the Central Line reached almost 40 degrees with no air conditioning. Social media are full of memes about surviving the tube in summer now. I'm on Bakerloo right now. There is no AC, it's quite stuffy, and it's just hot air in your face. Imagine if this rush hour. It can be very unbearable for commuters. So once again, why not just install AC? The answer is beneath our feet. Every time a train brakes, it generates more heat. And in these narrow tunnels, the heat gets trapped. By simply adding air conditioning could create yet another problem. You cool the train, but dump even more heat into the tunnel. The London Underground is more than 160 years old, the world's oldest metro system. It simply wasn't designed for summers like this. And on the hottest days, passengers can even be advised to avoid travelling. And it's not just homes or the underground. More than 1,300 schools, 60 hospitals, and more than 350 care homes also face high heat risk. Let me bring you back to 1976, the benchmark for a brutally hot summer in the country. The advice was simple: stay in the shade, save water, and interestingly, share a bath. Britain's response to extreme heat was largely about enduring it. Well, 50 years later, the same Trafalgar Square, the problem remains and intensifies, but still, there are no effective measures rolled out yet.
Well, with that, I'm wrapping up this edition of Global Business on CGTN. I'm Lily in Beijing. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.